So right here on the brow bone, I'm just going to do the shape. Because I'm going to be using the eyeshadow to be more realistic. So we'll start out low, come up to the brow bone. About like that. Turn your hand over. Just a little bit under that brow bone. Looks about right. Looks pretty close. Okay, so we want her eyes a little bit big. So right here at the corner, gonna go upward. Stop about right there on this side. Come upward. And I'm coming almost right to that indent, just directly under it. And we'll bring it upward. Bring it upward. This one looks a little bigger. Okay. Then we're going to have her eyes a little bit close here. So you're going to be able to see the white around the top and sides. I want it to be touching the bottom. Maybe a little closer. Okay, tip of the nose, make a line down here in the mouth. Even though there's going to be a bubble, want to have the mouth shape so you can see it from the sides. So let's go ahead and do like a puckered. So normally this part would be slightly open. You're not going to see the full mouth, but you're going to be able to see the sides. Okay, so I want to start with those brows. I'm hoping this is the one I usually like to use for all my shadowing and the brows, but you want it to be thin, and I've used it so much that it's kind of thickened up, but I'm going to try it. So let me see, I'm going to try this chocolate brown. And if it doesn't look good, we could always just wipe it off with a little bit of water and paint over it. So I'm going to start with her upside down, and doesn't look chocolate. I think I have too much black. All right, let's try that again. So I'm just doing little slants going in the direction of the brow. Darn things won't stay open on me. Do the other side. Actually, I gotta turn the head this way to get this side. Area here that doesn't look good. Let's add a little more fullness there. Kind of straighten out the bottom. There, got some natural looking brows. Come on, there we go. Okay, so now we're going to take some black and outline the eyes. Start with this side. Go as rounded as I wanted. Outline the eyeballs. Wanted to go a little bit lower. want too much white showing on this side. Okay. I think that this is a little... Okay. Let me go ahead and get the white of the eye in there. Don't worry about going into your black lines. We'll fix that later. Okay. I hate it when I take out too much paint. Okay. Alright, so next we are going to put the color, a coat of the color of her eyes. Let's go with a nice blue. Let's see. Let's use our ice blue. Dazzling Metallics Ice Blue. Make those eyes really stand out. So we'll get one coat. When you're showing the whole eyeball, you gotta be careful and get it round. That one's a little off. Okay, let's give that a chance to dry. And of course, we're going to go with the red lips. We'll use some cherry red for some cherry red lips. This base paint, by the way, is Ceramicoat Rosy Beige. Just realized probably shouldn't have gone with red because her bubble is going to be pink. But oh well. Oh well. Okay, let's see. All right. Let me do another coat of the blue. Get nice blue in there. Okay, and while that is drying, I'm going to go ahead and try anyway, this, because I'm going to have some brown eyeshadow. So I'm going to try this chocolate eyeshadow underneath. Not bad. Not bad. Of course, we're going to go dark on top. Turn it upside down, blow so you don't get the fallout in the eyeballs because they're still probably a little wet. Okay, so she has nice shadowing around her eyes. I gotta fill that in there. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to use my liner and go around those eyeballs. Trying to get it nice and round. Just doing a light line to start with. A thin one, I should say. Crooked there. And we'll do a pupil just to be able to see. Okay, so get my white ready. And I'm going to put another coat of blue. Wipe my brush, get a dab of white all around, and just kind of go around and blend in the blue with the white. Take a little more blue, go from the black inward, the outline. I'm going to take my liner and go around and then pull some of that in. And a little more on my pupil. Pull in a little bit out, just a little. Clean my brush. Grab the white. And go around again. take a dab of the blue, again, coming from the outline inward. Wipe my brush, get my black, do my finishing outline. And that's going to be her eye. Next eye. Let's get some more blue. Wipe my brush. Grab some white. Just go around. Get some blue. Come around right in the outline. Bring it in, not all the way, just a little bit into the white. Get my black. Go back into the pupil. Take a little bit out. Go around the eye. Got a little crick. Pull in just a little bit. And I think I'm going to get a touch more white. Okay, now I'm going to get between, if the pupil was between, if this is a clock, and between 10 and 11 where the pupil is, in between the pupil and the iris, I'm going to put a dot. Between 10 and 11. Then I'm going to do a little extra highlighting over here. Use my other brush, kind of blend it in better. Got a little too much. Got a little bit in the pupil, so I'm going to get it back out. Put another dot between 4 and 5, a little small one. Okay. take just a little dab of red. Just dab it in this corner. Mix with a little bit of white. Actually, I got to put some black here first. Okay. A little bit red. A little bit white. A little bit over here. Get a little more white. I have blue tint in there, but it's a little heavy on the white. Okay, before I continue, I thought I better show you the bubble gums. I don't think I even showed it in the beginning. So I have a few different sizes. So I did one in small in a just straight pink. Excuse me. And then I did a larger one, pink with white, a little bit of iridescent, but the iridescent didn't show up. But anyway, my customer chose this one. And all it is at Hobby Lobby, you pick up the clear ornaments. They have them in different, like small, medium, and large. They're pretty cheap. And you can pour the paint inside there. And I actually put a touch of water on my paintbrush as I mix the white and pink together, so it's a little more liquidy. Not too much, but just a little more, so it's a little easier to try to, get it all worked in there. And you definitely want to keep it upside down for a couple hours, checking it every so often, removing it, because it's going to have a lot of paint come out. Don't put too much paint. Put some in, work it, tap it, and do all that stuff until you get it all covered. You don't want big chunks of paint in there, because then you're going to have a problem. It'll just settle. So keep it upside down, move it around, clean it off, because all the paint that's coming through. So for a few hours now, I've had it upside down on my other table, and I could see where it's starting to dry. It's not as wet. So now I'm just going to rotate it throughout the day, because I don't want it to settle anywhere, because even though it's almost dry, it still has a partial wetness, and gravity, it's going to pull it wherever it's sitting. So I'm just rotating it throughout the day. Okay, this one is 3 days old, and I didn't get rid of that. But the tube part's what's going to go in the mouth. Now this one, I'm a little worried. It's pretty big. It's pretty big. I made her lips pretty good size. I am a little worried. Might have to go a little bigger with her lips, because this tube is it's a big tube. So while I'm thinking of it, I'm going to do it now. Without the bubble gum on her, it's going to look funny with her lips way up here by her nose, but we need that. because otherwise the side view, it looked like her lips got sucked into the bubble, and it will just look freaking weird. Weird as F, okay? Trying to get it even here. I don't know. Let me paint some of that on there, because it'll take a couple of coats. And I still got to do the shadow around the eyeball, but we'll get to that next. Let's just give her some bigger lips. She'll have sexy lips with that bubble. Now, because I'm seeing a lot of that pencil, instead of having to do so many coats, I'm going to just do, when this dries, I'm going to do a coat of white and then go over it. That'll help cover that pencil. Okay, so before I go any further, let's do some shadowing around the eyeballs. Go back to my black, and I'm going to try to stay on the outline, not super heavy because we're not doing a creepy head, just to give it some realistic look, more depth to the eyeball. And then we can do maybe a little shadow. Wow, rain's coming down. Little shadow up here. A little more eyeshadow for around the eyeball. This one came out a little darker. But just remember, if you put too much, it's okay. Just go ahead and add some white and redo it. Or get a Q-tip and just wet it and get rid of it. Start over. Okay. Gives a little more depth to the eyeballs. All right. Dry enough. I'm going to go in with some white. Maybe I'll change her lip color. Who knows? I just don't know. Actually, before I start, let me get rid of the pencil. I don't want to have to deal with that later. Oh, smart, Heather. Just smeared. Always paint. Always wipe inward. Because if the paint's wet, kind of like what I'm doing. I'm totally screwing up right now. I'll have to do some touch-ups with my base, which is Rosy Beige by Ceramic Coat. So we're just going to put, see how that white, it's already covered. Strangely, I know. It's already covered that pencil. So then whatever color I want will even look more nice and vibrant too, because I'm not going on a darker color. I always add white if I'm doing dark skin tones or I really want to have the color nice and bright that I want, I'll put white first. And you don't have to be perfect. Just get enough on there to cover most of it. That's it. I know it looks gross, but that's what you need to do. Let it dry. Okay, so now for her eyeshadow. Okay, so now let's do some eyeshadow. So I'm going to use my contour palette. I like the browns on there. Nice variety. And start with I have these brushes. They come in a pack. I think of 5 different sizes. Come in my shop, creepyholidaystuff.com. If you need some makeup brushes at a good price. Okay, I am going to start with this color here. This is a chocolatey. Get an idea of how it looks. Always got to blow. Because I don't want the fallout everywhere. Just going gently but firm also to get nice color. Going to go with a little darker right here. Just kind of blend it softly upward. Okay. I'm going to do some triple thick on those eyeballs so that I have a nice glaze on them. I want to be careful and I want to dab because I have eyeshadow. So I'm going to dab the eyeball itself first so I get no shadow on it. Always want to make sure you don't put too much because it will drip. Then I'm just going to dab only in the eyeball, trying not to get it on that eyeshadow that's on the eyelid. once this dries, I can always add another coat. Just make sure you're not dripping anywhere. Okay, that gives a nice glaze. Okay, so while that's drying, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to stick to the red. I just love red lipstick and brown eyeshadow. However, she's going to have a pink bubble, so I don't know. Let me throw this away. Okay. Gonna rotate my bubble. Most of this is not going to be able to be seen, but you want to treat it like it is, because you don't know what part won't be seen. It's much cleaner, brighter red with the white underneath. I gotta go check on Arlo. Hold on, because he usually barks when he's in a pickle. Okay, let's go back to these lips. Why am I feeling that it's not even? See how we got rid of that pencil in there? I feel like it's just not wide enough. Just having to go a little extra larger because that bubble is going to be attached and take up a lot of room in the mouth. That's a little off there too. All right, let's let that dry and I'll put another coat. All right. So next is Lashes. Let me see what I have. I want to have full lashes. I might do a few little painted on ones at the bottom. Dang. I don't think these are as full as I want. I might have to double them up to get the fullness. Just get an idea. Okay. Her eyes are open so big. That'll work. Let's go ahead and attach those. Gonna use some tacky glue by Eileen's. I like to put a layer, thin layer, on the eye line to help the eyelash attach better. Then I put it on the eyelash. You gotta be careful and monitor the eyelashes. Otherwise, if they start slipping and you don't adjust them and put them where they go, and you try to take them off once it's completely dry, you're going to end up taking off part of the paint. And you'll ruin the work that you did. Okay, I had a phone call, so I need to show you guys the other eye. I had to get it on there while there was glue on it. So I'll do the other eye. I ended up actually putting a little too much glue. If that does happen, just kind of run your brush underneath it, a drier one. It'll pick up. It might lift your lash, but at least it'll get rid of that extra glue. And that happened on that one. I had a little too much. And I have to keep checking it and pushing it down here because it's the odd shape of, I have really big eyes on here and it made the shape a little funky, so I have to keep going in there and checking it. Anyway, so I put a little bit, not a lot, on the eye line. I have eyelashes also in my shop. If you need some eyelashes, I go through them like crazy doing these heads. Like crazy. Okay, make sure you get it on those ends. Okay. Kind of curve it like this. However, this is a really big curve. Then you just get it where you want it. And then you want to check it too, just in case your eyelash is longer than the eye itself. You'll have to cut it. If you do cut it, always cut from the outside. Don't cut the inside. Okay, so now I'm just going to look and make sure that they look, like, oh my God, super surprised. Okay, they look good. This one you could see where it's heavy on the glue there. Okay. I was going to add a few little lashes down here, but I think I might not. Might just leave it. So while that is drying, let me look for my little brush to use. She needs some blush. what I use is and I don't even see it here. Oh, this one's all dark. Arlo, get out of there. It's trying to refocus. There we go. There we go. I use a highlighter makeup brush. This one looks pretty bad because I had some dark, which I gotta try to get off. So I'm going to clean this. It's going to take a bit, so I'm going to pause. Okay, I got most of it, but still some on there. I hope it doesn't transfer to the head. I'm going to grab some, I'm using my Over the Rainbow Color Fusion High Pigment eyeshadow palette. I use this all the time on my heads. I'll try to remember and put a link to it in the description below. Let's see. I usually go with the red. I'm going to try this hot pink. And try this one. It's a really hot pink. We'll see how that looks. Start off slow. Start off very slow. Get that color in there. I like to do a little rosy there. But I always start out slow because you could go on way too heavy and way blotchy. Rosy cheek. And go to the other side. Start out slow. Kind of rosy cheek there. And the temples. Then a little bit. So she'll have some color in her face. A little bit here, a little bit on the tip of the nose. Okay. Then I'm going to get my contour. Use this brush. This is one of the other brushes that comes in the pack in my shop. I'm going to go first. Start out light. I don't want to go too heavy. Contour palette, light brown. Just kind of give a little shadowing there. And a little down here. I hate doing noses. I really, really do. Let's get this one from my... I really do. But we do want a little definition. So, just kind of go around her nostril area. And that other one I had, not this one. Just kind of do a little curve there for her nostrils. Just a little shadowing. Okay. Good enough. I don't want to mess up then. Check the eyelashes. So far, so good. Okay. So now I'm going to use an acrylic spray to... Oh, still trying to refocus. There we go. An acrylic spray to seal her. What brush was I just using? I think it's this one. A little more. The autofocus is so screwy. I hate that. Okay. So I'm going to spray her, and then I will start working on that bubble. Okay. So there she is. Ooh, look at that mouth. She needs another coat, but I'm going to go ahead and make the markings for the bubble gum. So, straight on. It's big, very big. Then I'll take a knife and cut the styrofoam where it's got to go in. Whoa. Okay, then we'll see. Oh. That happened. Oh, it's really big. That's not to cut it right. Kind of scary when you do this because you're like, oh my god, if you cut too much you'll ruin the whole thing. A razor blade knife probably better. This bottom part, it went past her lips, so that kind of sucks. Yeah, right there. The smaller ornaments work better because they have a smaller tube for the mouth, for it to stick in the mouth. The big one is huge. And also what can work too, which I didn't even think to use, is the heated gun. Not heated gun, but it's a heated knife for styrofoam. That actually would have probably worked easier. I'm not liking that not getting lips on that side. Okay, so I'm looking here. I'm going to add some more lips there. Because she's not getting enough. Okay, I want the lips to show. See the difference if you use a smaller one? Look how tiny that is. Way smaller compared to that one. So I'll let that dry. Because that still needs to dry. When I checked it, it's better to let it sit for 24 hours. It's not ready yet. I even put it in front of the fan for a little bit to try to help it along. So as soon as that is all dry, then I'll be able to show you. Okay, so we are now ready to attach the gumball bubble. So what I'm going to do, I need to make sure that I can get it all the way in there. Okay, see, it goes in nice up against the mouth. Okay, so I'm going to put some E6000 if I could open this. Oh my stars. Ooh. Great. Hold on. Okay, I have to use some pliers to open this. So I'm going to put some inside here. Glasses on. This stuff really bonds really good. Goodness. All right. Then I'm going to put some tacky glue right around here. I don't want to put too much because I don't want it to bubble on her lips. All right, so let's just kind of get it in there. I'm seeing, actually, you know what I'm going to do? Put some right here. Put some right here. All right, so I'm going to find something to strap around this just to keep it in place so it gets a nice hold on here, and then I'll show you. It'll be done after it dries. I'm going to give it a good time to dry. It wants to come out already. Hot glue would probably be smarter because it'll hold, but you can use hot glue. Just got to be careful because it does melt the styrofoam. Okay, there she is. I ended up having to use a dab of hot glue because I just couldn't get it to stay. So I put a dab underneath the chin, and actually when I was pushing, I had some trouble here and I ended up pushing right in there. So I had to add a little filler in there. I put some smooth finish. I'm going to let it dry, and then I'm going to use this skin tone to cover that, which is Ceramic Coat Rosy Beige. But there she is. Bubblegum Betty.